In this video, I'm going to be philosophizing on freedoms thinking and engaging perspective taking as the imaginal capacities and capabilities of self allows for the development of meaningfulness existing not as something innate to what we can just allow to happen to us. Instead, leave agência as a must be good enough and necessarily necessary conditions. Although conduz percepção, ação, compartment, necessidade as a necessitation of psicológico precisa e the intrínseco motivações that are meaningful emotions, fueling us to altitudes, soaring as soaring bird, with a vastness of gamma that allowances excesso para sabamentos, desenvolvimentos, apações e apação interpretações, é crescimento, apaço, directo e indirecto, associations of meaningful processes allowancing greater capacity to engage freedom thinking as we develop our self-development, engaging meaningful true meanings approximate to butter well-defined terms with existing priors. Access to knowledge of terminological definition grants access to freedoms developed through creativity as we engage access to knowledge. Near and far, our capacities to meaning interpretation and composition sentences to its dynamical operation within a paragraph that shapes the nature of meaning interpretation. Reciprocal, dynamical, relational to the capacity to increase freedom as we engage those criatividades, allowancing for that intrinsic innovativeness to expand the expanders of mind and body, allowancing consigo processos internalizado, individualizado, específico, illuminação, Acepçãoso Emoções, recíproco, dinâmico, relacional, propriedades become mais fácil para acessibilidade as we are able to think on freedoms thinking. Expanders of mind develop with the calibrations of what is actually factually, meaningfully, psychologically, ultimately bound to the boundness para a situabilidade de existência de psicológico verdade do existência, in which the existence as the existent component parts and processes of developmental meaningfulness processes, internalized self engages self-development, cultivating meaningfulness from within, innermost, compartmentalized existent fuels that intrinsic motivation are created of as the existence proof. Access to meaning creates the capacity to fuel our unique propriedade, emergence, and or development, connective of prior existing experiences to current future looking, predicted meaning of affects with the events and situations and the words that we use to be able to describe the manner of approach and why we want to go on a specific quest endeavored, in which we endeavor on different mountain summits, worthwhilely developing the worthwhileness of our feelie-wheelies, meaningful emotions, allowance, greater capacities and capabilities to engage more freely in the self and surrounds, near and far navigations with greater cognitive flexibility and predicting the meaningful self-conducted learning courses of our Acepçãodades, developing intrínseco propriedades that calibrate our ideal self to our actual self, actualizing specific component parts and processes, compartmentalize that unlock the realization of illuminação, sabimento, as it regards domain-specific self-wisdoms and strengths, building on the optimisms of our experience that are the positive, forward-looking strengths we can build on as we have prior existing engaged and developed specific percepção, ação, and compartments of our competencies, that we calibrate our self-understanding and capacity for self-love, experiencing positive, meaningful emotions that have that fuel of creativity, expander the mind and body to be able to engage more innovatively in the self-surrounds with greater mobility and livagência. And that's all I want to say for this video. Hope you have an awesome one and keep on developing those Acepçãodades meaningfulnesses.